Welcome to Naija Super Fans Forum. My name is Olúwafẹ́mi Ashaolu. Of course, we've been away for a few days now since after the 2022 FIFA World Cup, but I thank God that we are back now. I'm so sorry for at least we had to at least take some time out to rest. And I have to say that compliments of the season to all our viewers from around the world, and Merry Christmas in arrears, and we wish you a prosperous New Year in advance. 2023 is just around the corner. And on today on the show, I have Kado Gundari and James Agberebi joining me via video. I didn't get any Christmas present from any of them. But anyway, welcome guys. Welcome to Naija Super Fans Forum.
Thank you very much, Femi. After the stress of doing the 30-day countdown and then being with the fans for the 28 days duration of the World Cup, we thought it was just necessary for us to recalibrate, take our breath back and get our breath back and then get ready for the new year. It's fitting for that this is going to be the last production for the year, and we are back and we are ready to do much more beautiful things in the new year. So we thank all the fans for staying with us all through the year, and we promise that we will never ever disappoint.
All right, you can say that again, Kyle. James, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. I think just like what you said, we had to go on the recess. After going to the 30 days countdown and everything about the World Cup, and we all look fresh now. And I think it was a very good rest, and we are good to go again. And the fans should expect the best from us. So let's get started.
Yeah. So 2023 is going to be mind-blowing from the Just Fans Forum. You can take that to the bank. Okay, guys, let's get started. And where else other than to start from home, where charity, according to what they said, begins. The 2022-2023 Nigerian Professional Football League season is back, but in a different shape. But anyway, of course, it is back. It is going to be an abridged league. The draws were held yesterday in Abuja. And two groups now. We have 10 clubs in two groups. I'll start with you, Kayode. This is the fear of many coaches because of the how will I put it now? The difficulty of honoring some of these games, because now you know that it's going to be it's just going to be fire after fire for each of the clubs. Kayode, what do you think? Time lost, but of course the interim management committee said it is going to be an abridged league because the league must end. They have to follow the FIFA and CAF calendar.
Oh well, I mean, like, as usual, nobody pushed us to this angle, to this corner. We did push ourselves to this corner. But as much as I do not agree with this idea of the abridged league, where you have 10 teams in each of two groups, of Group A and B, but then it is better than nothing. As usual, most teams will be caught unawares because they're going to start in the first week of the new year.
January 8th, yeah.
On the 8th, the league is not going to kick off. But like I said, it's better than having nothing. It's becoming embarrassing for me that the league in Nigeria starts and ends when the powers that be feel like starting and ending it. There's no structure, there's no format to it. And thankfully, some clubs are getting ready, because I know, for example, that 3SC have been doing a lot of preseason tournaments. While we were away, they won a lucrative 100 million naira four-team tournament. In case you didn't know that, Femi, we didn't see your team.
I know, of course, you remember.
Your team is always coming from the back.
It was for the traditional teams in Nigeria. You will have seen Kwara United there.
So, of course, you are not a traditional team. Yeah, when did it just come to the league? So for me, I think, and a lot of the other teams too have been getting ready. Remo Stars, I know quite a number of them that have been getting ready, playing one preseason competition to the other. Hopefully, they will be ready for the league. But then I will still talk about the quality of the league, the welfare of the players, because without the players, we do not have a league. So what is the playing condition of the players? What welfare system has been put in place for them? Are they going to be handsomely rewarded for their effort? Femi, these players do not have any other thing to do than this is their daily job. You and I can come here and talk football, That's what they do. Are they being handsomely rewarded for what they do? That's the only way we can be sure that these players will not run and go to Afghanistan or Liberia or Ukraine with the next available flight. So for me, I am much more concerned about the star actors in the whole league system, which is the players, because a club can decide not to have a chairman, a club secretary, whatever you want, you could decide not to have. But it's not possible to not have players. Because they are the reason why you have a club in the first place. I mean, we have a league because there are players. If these players are not there, then we do not have a league. So it's so sad, so annoying that we come here, we talk about other countries' leagues, what they are doing well, what they are not doing well. Then we do not have the opportunity of talking about our own Nigerian league system. So hopefully, like I said, a quarter bread is better than none. I will take this over no activity at all, as much as I do not like it. But let's get started and let's hope for this. Femi, the only thing, let me quickly say this, from the documents I saw from the league body, is that finally clubs will not be fined financially again if you sponsor or you allow violence at your league venues. You will be deducted points. That's the
3
only
points.
3 points. That's the only thing for me. Kano Pillars are where they are today because of what they did last season. So for me, this has always been my argument. Do not fine clubs 2 million, 3 million. Deduct points. When you deduct points first, second time, you know what, the team will be in trouble. So for me, it is now the duty of the clubs to make sure that their fans do not foment trouble. Before in the past, they were the ones who used to instigate it. Now they will be the ones to make sure that their fans do not foment trouble. And for me, that's the best part of the league arrangement.
Okay, I think I absolutely agree with you. James, let's talk about the MPFL now very quickly. If not for the legal issues that we had in the Ghana Premier League, we know how far the Ghana Premier League will have gone now as far as this season is concerned. How do you think these players will be able to now bring back themselves psychologically into playing in this league? Because I think if I were one of them by now, I think I would have been mentally jaded because of months of waiting. And this issue have been recurrent because I remember even when it was the LMC, if LMC says the league is going to start on so date, it barely starts. And now, though Kyle said we are eventually here, but James, how do you think these players can now bring themselves back psychologically into playing, even in a more difficult abridged league?
Well, I don't know. It's sad. I don't even know how the kind of mindset that we have going into the new league now. And it's a system they know. I think they will just have to go and do whatever they want to do because this is not the first time. They know how the system works, how bad the system is. So it's nothing new to them. So it's now left for them to just go in, play the games, and at least we'll get a winner. But it's sad. It's sad that we found ourselves in this kind of situation again. Because the main sometimes that's why sometimes you cannot blame these guys when they leave the shores of Nigeria to go to places like Sudan, Tanzania, and all these lesser countries in terms of football. Because you can't blame them because they know that once they go there, they're not going to go through
organization is better.
League. Everything there is working. So you can't blame these guys when they leave Nigeria to go and play for all these other countries. In my time there as a small footballing country, but when they do the right things, the organization and everything, the player welfare, I mean, you can't blame them for going there. And I think we see teams in, I think the Tanzania, is this Yanga FC, and one other club, big teams in Tanzania, when they play,
Simba FC.
It cuts FC. It cuts across Africa, the followership, the viewership. So in this derby in Tanzania, you see fans, coming out in their thousands to watch these two teams play because everything has been put in place for them. So, I mean, we just have a lot of things to do. And, the funniest part of it is when the World Cup was going on, in England, it didn't stop the Championship or the League One, League Two. It was still going on, apart from the Premier League. There are some other leagues too going on, but surprisingly, Nigeria that didn't even qualify for the World Cup. We didn't even use the opportunity to run our league. We waited. I mean, it was so funny. So it just goes to show you the kind of people who run our football. They're just people who don't, they're the square pegs and round, like we always say. So, I mean, so now the abridged league is here. We don't have a choice. We just have to go ahead with it, no matter how we want to look at it. So that's just it. We just hope that the player will have the mindset to play and do well for them. Not because they should start looking beyond the Nigerian league now. Start thinking of how to sell themselves and better themselves. Because if you continue relying on this Nigerian league, I mean, you are just going to disappoint yourself. So let's just hope that the league turns out to be because yeah.
Okay, of course. So Kayode is 3 years. Kayode has praised 3 years into the skies this morning because, of course, they won the 100 million in the preseason tournament. But they have their hands full when they take on the likes of Eyimba and, of course, Mendel Insurance, because they are all in Group A in the two group of 10 teams each. Okay, let's take a short trip to Ghana now. After the World Cup, of course, Muhammad Kudus visited his hometown Nema in Ghana, and it was a heroic welcome, of course, as expected, because he scored 2 goals and provided an assist at the World Cup. We all knew how it ended for Ghana at the 2020 FIFA World Cup. But the most interesting thing is that he said he was going to use his international image, to attract international scouts to his community, so that young talent, can have a chance like him. And he was also conferred on as an ambassador of Nema. Kayode, this is highly commendable, because we've always said that in Africa, though in Europe or in other parts of the world, you have government doing almost everything for their citizens. But here, we have to do most of these things for ourselves, because, of course, we've seen the lives of Samuel Eto'o and Sadio Mane. And, of course, we've seen the Drogba also doing something like that. Mohamed Kudus is almost in that shape now, trying to see what he can do for his community. But beyond that, this is highly commendable by this young man. Kayode, I'll start with you.
Yeah, Femi, Nema is a place I know very, very, very well. It's around the Zongo community in Accra. For me, it's a poor community, and for that small community to have somebody of Kudus's stature, it is for them considered. It is a community win for them. They don't see him as a they honed him. I like the fact that they honed him. He is the national treasure. He belongs to the whole of Ghana. But these people are saying, you know what? He comes from us. He is one of us. And for me, I used to remember back then in my old neighborhood of Kaneshi. I know a lot of Ghanaians will remember this. There were a lot of players who came up who eventually played for Ghana. I remember in those days, there was Ricardo, a lot of other guys. Mimo used to come around. There were a lot of other guys who grew up around the Kaneshi area, who also went on to play for the national team. And whenever they are back on holidays, it is always like a festival of sorts. So for me, the fact that he is also trying to belong to his community, because you see some of these players, once they have made it and they are able to afford houses in the better affluent areas of Accra, like the Legon area. Some of them move towards the upper scale Legon, and they forget where they were from. So I'm happy he has not told that, like Nigerian players also do. They forget the Ajegunle, the Oshodi Solo that they came from. Once they are able to afford the house in Banana Island and the Victoria Island area, Lekki area, they forget all of those places. But for him now, he's still in touch with his old neighborhood. He's still in touch with his people. And for me, when I saw the news, I was very, very happy for me, because he also said, although him saying he's going to attract international scouts, it still speaks to the lack of a structure, football development structure, because he is not supposed to be the one attracting attention to that part of Ghana. It should be the work of the GFA, the scouting department, the football. It should be a part of the overall football development policy of the GFA. Same thing that we lack in Nigeria, that you now leave it to other individuals to resort to self-help now, Femi. But you know what, Femi? I will take that over nothing. I'll take that over nothing. If he's able to take 2-3 players out of that place, who also go on to achieve their dreams like he is achieving his own, it is a win-win for everybody. The players would have gotten a career for themselves. They would, in turn, be able to help Ghana too, and they will also be able to help their community. So I do not have a problem with him as a person. I
Okay.
just think there should be better structures than we waiting for the Mohamed Kudus, the Frié, all of these other players to make it and now come back to give up to their society. That I think is a better deal for Ghana.
Okay. James, apart from the fact that Mohamed Kudus was given a hero's welcome in his community, I think it's kind of setting a standard for the young ones because, like Kayode said, at least he remembered where he came from. And now it's promising that the young talent, the young football talent that he sees every day is going to do everything he can. Not only even in Nima, he said even in the surrounding communities, he said he's going to do all that he can to attract international scouts because of the image that he's been able to put together for himself, to come to the community and scout players. James, I think it is very, very, very commendable.
Yeah, one thing about these footballers, you always know where they are coming from. Most of these guys who became superstars now, I mean, the kind of background they had, so he understands the setting. So that's why they're ready to do these things to help their people. We also Sadio Mane. I think Sadio Mane is one of the biggest influence. I think a lot of guys have been doing it, but as if Mane took it to another level. I know he got an award from FIFA in the last FIFA
award. Yeah.
It just goes to show that they are watching. There are people who are watching you, who are going to, if when you do all these things, they are seeing it and you're going to reward. So it's going to kind of inspire others to go ahead and do more. So for him to remember his community, I mean, it just goes to show that he's not carried away. He still remembers home. He has a record now in Ghana, the only player from the Black Star player who scored a brace in the World Cup match. So he has a record for that, very good one for him, and he's been attracting interest. So he just used the World Cup window to showcase his talent, and after the World Cup, I think it also goes to show that he's human. That it's not all about football. There are people who need assistance, and he's going to use his good image now to help those, because I believe there are many Mohamed Kudus who are even better than him. So what better way to discover this guy than using your own image to fish out these guys so that you give them better life? So we've seen talented footballers who have wasted away in past years. So it's going to be a good one for him, using his image to help those who can't do it for themselves. So the good one for him, good one for his community, and the big job now for the GFA. Apart from GFA, other FA in Africa, you don't sit down, fold your hands, and expect, because this player have done it now, they should just relax and allow the players to start doing their work for them. I mean, it doesn't speak well at all. So they're just doing it in their own little way, So that's just it. So like I said, like what Kayode says, it's a win-win for everybody, but the FA should be up and doing too.
Okay, all right. Okay, guys, let's talk about Lawrence Ati Zigi. Of course, he's continued to steal international headlines. Remember what he did at the 2022 FIFA World Cup, coming in place of Joe Walcott, who got injured before the tournament. He's been named as the best player in the first part of the Swiss league because he made 54 saves in 14 games. So Lawrence Ati Zigi has been named as the best player in the first half of the league. Kayode, I remember when Otuado released his code, and we were trying to put things into perspective regarding Ati Zigi and of course the other goalkeeper now, I can't recall his name, as replacement for Joe Walcott. I remember you saying that there's no doubt that it's going to be Lawrence Ati Zigi, and here he is again. It has been proven that unarguably he's the best goalkeeper in Switzerland.
Not only in Switzerland, Femi, in Ghana now, he is the best goalkeeper. And I remember,
Joe Walcott would not agree with you.
Well, he might not agree, but the facts on ground shows that I do not think the incoming Black Stars coach would drop Ati Zigi at this moment for anybody.
But do you really think it's better than Joe Walcott?
I think so. Femi, I think so. Because if there's something he has ahead of the other keepers, he has an intimidating presence. Femi, that's one thing that coaches look for. I'm not taking away anything from Wallacott, but I just feel he's ahead of Wallacott on my list. Femi, for now, let me be conservative. Let me say on my list, he is slightly ahead of Wallacott and the other goalkeepers. And they proved it at the World Cup. Femi, it didn't just happen on us. It was just because the national team selectors, were focused on Wallacott as first choice goalkeeper, Richard Ofori as second choice goalkeeper, and
Thank you.
So that's because you do not open your mind to the possibilities that there are other players. The same thing that is playing out in the Nigerian League, in the Nigerian national team set up now, that everybody thinks once you are talking about the national team, it has to be Maduka Okoye, Francis Uzo, and whether a John Obu who doesn't.
And the goalkeeping department has been problematic for years.
Exactly. So if you open your mind, there are other goalkeepers. Thank God. If I say thank God for the injury to Wallacott, will I be sounding very, very mean?
Okay. Another man's meat is another man's poison.
So let me not say that, but we've seen it. Sometimes some of these happen. It may be cruel on Wallacott, but the truth is, it was just Ati Zigi's chance to shine, and he took it with both hands. So for me, this latest honor just goes to confirm that we have not given this guy enough recognition before. Now it is his chance. I'm not saying tomorrow Wallacott cannot come back to replace it, to regain his place. In fact, for me, I welcome the competition for me, because the more competition, the better they all get. Who says Richard Ofori can also come back? Who says Manaf cannot come back and become first choice goalkeeper? I do not. It's not a permanent seat for me. Nobody should own the shirt. As much as I believe there should be a first choice goalkeeper, but that first choice goalkeeper should be based on form. Current form. What did you do in your last game, Femi? Not what did you do last year or 2 years ago. So for me, on that basis, Ati Zigi is the best goalkeeper in Ghana as we speak.
Well, I think the unfortunate thing is we didn't have the opportunity to see more of Ati Zigi because Ghana crashed out in the first round. I don't mean they were able to go beyond, maybe get to the quarterfinal. I think we have a good shout, the best goalkeeper award. Unfortunately, Ghana crashed out. But the good thing there is he used the World Cup to showcase his talent. He showed that he's a very good player who's going to hold on to that number one for a very long time. And it's a big work now for Ofori, Wallacott, whoever is going to come on board again. Because I don't think Ati Zigi is going to let go now. But nobody gave him a chance. Nobody. He was not even looked at as a first choice, but the opportunity came and he grabbed it. Like I said, unfortunately, Ghana didn't go beyond the group stage, but he was one of their standout players himself and the likes of Kudus, So, I mean, he used that platform to show that he's a very good goalkeeper. And for me, like I said before, the Black Stars have found their number one goalkeeper. So it's now left for him to now use the opportunity to improve himself. This is not the time to now relax and feel you have arrived, because the other goalkeeper too, they want to come back fighting, and he's going to have a big fight. And so going to the AFCON, next AFCON, I think Ghana should relax and believe that they have somebody who they are going to rely on. And I believe, I mean, what he did in his club, I mean, he's not an easy feat. How many African goalkeepers do you see make the headlines in Europe?
Apart from first choice of their clubs in Europe.
Yeah, European clubs, it doesn't come that easy. And for him to get this this recognition, I mean, it's a big feat for him, and also for the Black Stars, because for some time now they've been struggling for first choice. I remember in the days past when we used to watch the likes of Edward Ansah, Kingston, So I think now they found
who was part of Otoado's coaching crew, right?
Coaching crew, yeah, So Ati Zigi has come to stay. So it's now left for him to continue doing what he's been doing. I believe if he continues like this, there are other decent clubs from other, bigger clubs. It might not be the biggest of clubs, but at least decent European clubs who will come for his service, because he did very well at the. If I'm not mistaken, he won a man of the match. I don't know. I can't recall, but I think there was a game where he had the ISC. I think it was a game against South Korea. So for me, he has done well, and big work for Wallacott and the rest. because I see Ati Zigi has come to stay, and it's only going to get better from here on.
Guys, there is no other better place to leave it than this today in our last program for the year 2022. 2023 is going to be spectacular from Nigeria's performance from, I tell you, our fans around the world. You've been with us all through this journey in 2022, and we can't thank you enough for staying through with us all through, the 2024 World Cup, even to the playoff. I remember back in March between Nigeria and Ghana, it was so mind-blowing, and of course, we had awesome time to ourselves. So, Kayode, maybe once again, I'll give opportunity to address viewers as well as James before we sign off today.
I think all I was just going to say is to say thank you to everyone, those who have kept the faith with us, those who have watched us religiously, those who have criticized what we do. Sometimes the language has been harsh, sometimes it has been well-friendly, but we take everything in our strides, we learn from them, we read all the comments religiously in order to get better, Femi. And all I can assure them on behalf of the entire crew is that 2022 was good for us. 2023 will be better. We are going to be bringing in a lot of innovations. We are arising from their suggestions too, that will show that we listen when they drop comments. We listen, and we want them to keep up the comments. Let them keep it coming, so that whatever they want, they should let us know. We'll take it on board. We'll see how we can incorporate it into whatever we're doing, and we will be better. And like I said, we thank them for all their support.
All right. Thank you, Kayode. James, let's go.
Yeah, a big thanks to all our viewers outside Nigeria. We had a lot of them, sending messages from across the world. It goes to show that we are doing something great. We thank them for their criticism, the good ones, the bad ones, just for us to build on whatever criticism that So that's the good thing about these things, because you can't believe that in your own ability that you're doing well. I mean, there are people that will continue to point out the mistakes we need to improve, and the good things we always try to improve. So come 2023, they should relax and be expecting the best from us, because we always do it, and then that's super fun. Like I said, Merry Christmas cereals and Happy Year announced to all our peace. So that's just it.
Okay, I think I had wanted to travel to where Kayode is for Christmas, but the weather was so bad, so I had to stay back in Nigeria. And James didn't even call me over Christmas. Just been on my own. But our fans are across the world. I knew you. You had an awesome time at Christmas. And 2023, like we've said, we are going to regroup and of course come back with something you've never seen before. So continue to watch this space. This is, like I said earlier, this is going to be our last production for the year. And it's been a privilege to do this alongside Kayode and James all through the year. So 2023, of course, we're still going to be here, and we're going to bring you, something that is mind-blowing. Thank you very much. I remain Ashalolu Afemi, and Kayode and James, they've been here. We did this together. Please leave in a comment what you think we can do to get better in 2023. Like how they said, your comments, we read them religiously. There are times that maybe while we want to go to bed, we just go to the site, begin to read some of your comments, then we share ideas on how we can make that better. Yeah, so we take you to heart a lot. That is how far we actually value you. So please, whatever you think we can do to get better in 2023 in terms of programming, you can put this in the comment section. And I assure you that we are going to get it done. So thank you very much. It is our last question for the year 2022. 2023 is just, if you're in Africa, if you're in Sub-Saharan Africa, 2023 is just a few days away. There's some part of the world that they are closer to 2023 now than Australia now. I know they are almost, maybe in the next 2 days, they'll be ushering in 2023. So thank you very much. Thank you once again. We can't say that enough. So we'll see you in 2023. Bye for now.